Okay, good afternoon, everybody. I'm going to talk to learning from the TAAT Rights Compact from the perspective of Africa Rights being the lead on this Rights Compact. And I must say the immediate speaker who just left was heading this Rights Compact, but we work closely together. So I'll concentrate mainly on the lessons learned from the Rights Compact. By the way, my name is Saidu and working with Africa Rights as a seed systems expert. So going straight to the presentation, one of the key issues that we learned from implementing the rice compact under TAAT is that hybrid rice seed is desired by stakeholders in the rice value chain. Because before this, there was a lot of debate as to whether hybrid rice was really desired by stakeholders or not. And what we did within the rice compact was to really put up demonstrations using hybrid rice developed by Africa Rice. And we worked with a lot of private sector in our member countries, Sierra Leone being one of them. And what came out of that is from the on-farm demos, especially with partnership with the private sector, I'll come to what Kosem is later. We had yields of 8 to 13 tons, but it's not only yields, but also quality rice varieties. When I say quality rice varieties, these are varieties that the market is demanding in terms of grain quality and taste. Okay? So from that, we realized there is a high demand from seed enterprises and farmers. This is new. This has never happened before. The story is hybrid rice, hybrid seed is expensive. Farmers will not go for it. But I'm sure within this room, there is a private sector that participated in that exercise. And he can bear with Africa Rice witness that there is a high demand from both the private sector and the farmers for hybrid seed, notwithstanding the higher price tag. So when somebody was saying this morning that farmers cannot afford inbred seed, I will take that with a bit of caution. And farmers in SSA, that is Sub-Saharan Africa, can cultivate hybrid rice, okay? Because the saying also before the intervention of the TAAT Rice Compact was that the technology for hybrid rice was too complicated for African farmers. We proved that wrong. They just need the technical backstopping in terms of telling them what to do as far as hybrid rice is concerned, and they did it right. These 8 to 13 tons were realized by farmers and farmers under farmer management. However, seeds of hybrids remain a bottleneck because many seed enterprises in the sub-region still lack the technical capacity to produce the seed. Okay, in terms of manpower, especially in terms of manpower and the technical background. So if we are going forward in this seed roadmap, if Sierra Leone is thinking of getting into hybrid seed, I think this is one area that we should really think of, building up the capacity of the private sector, because only they can take this forward. Africa Rice cannot do this because it's beyond us. And I'm sure clarity is beyond you. Only the private sector can do this on a profit-driven basis and realize the gain. And as this is just a photo of where we invited the private sector and exchanging with them, this is a hybrid seed production field. This is where the problem is, the seed production aspect. For the paddy production, it's very straight, you just need more input. But the seed production is a bit complicated. But as I said, we have the technology is just a matter of transferring it to partners. And then the other thing we learned from the TAAT Rice Compact was that we were able to develop what we call at Africa Rice, and Africa for that matter, the consortium of rice seed enterprises and millers, which for short we are calling the COSEMRI. And the good thing about this is we established this in 15 countries, West Central and Eastern Africa, and we surely have a member here in Sierra Leone in the name of SITEC, who is also a member of this COSEMRI. And the good thing is with the COSEMRI is not only seed enterprises, but putting millers in the center. Okay, you have to look at the value chain if you want to push things forward. So if you put millers around the center, what you do now is to make contractual arrangements between the miller and the seed grower on one side to get good quality seed, and the miller and the paddy grower so that he or she gets the quality paddy that they will need for milling. It's very important. So you create a market. Okay, the seed enterprises has a market for their seed. The paddy grower has a market for their paddy, and the miller has a market for the milling that he or she will be doing. It's very important, and we realize that it's a pulling factor that worked out very efficient in terms of outscaling improved varieties and quality seed. And this morning I realized that people were mixing up the two, varieties and seeds. I know to a very large extent they are the same, and in many African languages they use the same word for variety and seeds, but you have to be careful. Variety does not necessarily mean seed. Okay? You might get a good variety, but you don't have the quality seed of that variety. Okay? You might also have quality seed, but you don't have the good variety. So we have to, the outscaling models are similar, but they are a bit different. So we have to keep that in mind when we are doing our roadmap. We define first the variety that we need, and then we work towards the seed requirements and how we need to outscale that. And they are both important. Okay? So the idea of saying bringing mixed seed, okay, mixed varieties, I can understand. Huh? Rice millers in the private sector partnering with Africa Rice and NAS in technology dissemination. This is new for the CG Center of Africa Rice. We normally or usually work with the NARI, like slurry in Sierra Leone. We are not saying we are not going to continue working with slurry, but in addition to slurry, there are other players if you are considering the value chain. And what we are saying is let's work together, all of us together. There is enough for everybody, by the way. We work together and we deliver the goods. So this was new to us, and we are working on that now with different, I think Saidu presented some models where you see the private sector and different players playing different roles. And this is the model for breeder seed deployment to countries, because our mandate is breeder seed. You see here, breeder and hybrid seed, Africa Rice, human capacity, but then when you move to foundation seed, public-private partnership, and then on the certified seed, you have the consortium of seed enterprises, which is the COSEMRI that we are using. But along the way, what we do, we have sensitization campaigns, publicity, demos, field days, and the good thing about working with the private sector is they don't ask for too many resources from you. We give them the seed, we give them the technical backstopping in terms of training or whatever, whether field training or in-class training, but most of the time they take care of all other expenses surrounding demos and field days. It's their business, okay? They do the demos, they do the expenditures, they do the field days, we just get the data, quality data that we use. On the other hand, if I'm using a public body, I have to fund A to Z, okay? So at times it limits outscaling. So in addition to working with public partners, we are saying let's also involve the private sector. And of course, this is just the theory of change, from national policy enablers and stuff like that. And then leveraging resources on country programs, very important. More and more, especially the FGB, they are doing a lot of country programs. They are leading a lot of projects with countries. Within the rice project, within the TAAT program, TAAT project, we're able to leverage resources from these countries. And what comes into mind there is the Gambia, where we have an AFDB funded project together with ISDB and Badia. All the major fund donors came together and supported different aspects of the value chain. Okay? Guinea-Bissau, Sierra Leone, all these things are important. Sierra Leone, there's an AFDB project, I think Dr. Saidu mentioned what was done in that aspect. But here, the issue is now, for a CV center coming to a national system, because the funds are coming from the country, and there are challenges with that. But I think slowly we are understanding ourselves, because they see the CV system as an institution that has more money than the national system, and they are coming to prey on their national resources. But I think it's new. There's always resistance when something is new. And capacity development outreach programs, I just want to mention like what we did with equipment fabricators, okay, under the TAAT program. We train these equipment fabricators at rural level. So if you are talking about threshers, seeders, you don't have to come to Freetown to repair those or buy a new one. Right at local level, we have people who can do that for you. And we are able to, especially for the game parboiling technology, we're able to train someone whom we recommended and was supplying even across countries. That's why I did not like this morning people saying we don't want anything from outside. We have to watch that. It's a free world. We are thinking of developing the value chains in Sierra Leone. At some point we want to export. Okay? If those people take the same stance that we are taking now, it doesn't work. And for seed, we really want to see regional seed trade. What is important is if you are getting seed from outside, get somebody who can give you the quality assurance. Okay? That is what it is. Don't block it. But make sure that what you want, you are getting that. It's just like when you're importing a vehicle. You give the specs, you follow up. Sleska is there, Africa Rise is there, IIT is there. We are all there to help out. Just make sure that you have somebody who can give you the quality assurance if you cannot find it in country. Okay?
1 minute, please.
Yeah, and then train youth and engage with seed enterprises, shopping services, including right advice. Here is just engaging the youth in whatever we are doing is very important. And making sure that they get money out of it. And then monitoring and evaluation, which was good, but we need an improvement, especially at the grassroots level. And here, since I don't have much time, I'll just move on to the COVID-19 that affected the TAAT rice project implementation. So here, as everybody knew or knows, at some point we are using a lot of ICT virtual means, but then and then for seed evacuation, we are using air transport, and that costs us a lot. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's one result to do that. So with that, I say merci beaucoup. Thank you for your attention.
Okay, please, without much ado, the next speaker will be Dr. Abbas for TAAT Cassava, please.